Last time on Thursday Night Therapy, our heroes took a short stroll around the dockside of Goat's Head, and very quickly decided, on the recommendation of Captain Fletcher, to visit the Rusty Kraken, a nearby tavern. Met by a pleasant interior and a more than pleasant proprietor, our group, along with Fletcher, enjoyed an evening on land with wine, a warm meal, and even some light entertainment. Leaving Fletcher to spend the night at the Rusty Kraken, the four returned to their very soon-to-be ship and communed in the captain's quarters, but not before retrieving the barrel from the bilges, containing the now rotting body of Mr. Plug. Torrin wanted to finally try out something she had been working on. She opened her spellbook and began to ritually cast her magics, and as the last of the components of the spell were uttered, the body of Plug began to twitch and move, and awkwardly rise, until eventually, before our crew stood Zombie Plug. Reactions were mixed. Torrin ecstatic at her achievement, Devvie seemed intrigued, while his brother Desi appeared mostly concerned, while Lani had seemingly no opinion on the matter whatsoever. What followed was a discussion that bled long into the night. What were the practical and moral implications of this? What new possibilities had made themselves apparent? Unable to agree on the matter, our crew decided to sleep on it. The twins went down to their bunks below deck, leaving Lani snoring in a hammock, and Torrin playing with her new toy. And that's where we're going to pick up this week.
Way.
Presumably in the morning after a long rest?
Yes, and there we go. Just figuring out how to turn off the music.
I had actually forgotten that I spent a good portion of the last session cock blocking Torrin.
Cock blocking, min shielding.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, we're fast into it already.
We are live, people,
Yeah.
and this is what you're going to get. This is the conduct you can expect.
This is the content. This is the content that everyone comes for.
Yep.
So it's been 3 or 4 weeks since we last were in the Shackles. So I'm not going to be surprised if anyone's a little bit unsure of what happened last week or the weeks prior to that even. So if you have any questions...
Yeah. Just...
Hard.
Yeah.
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 How do I get a Mako to sleep with me?
Oh, that's not something I, as the DM, can answer. It was more to do with things that had happened and where exactly people were. But anyway, as I said, the last session ended with everyone eventually going to sleep. I assume the twins below deck. Lani was in the captain's quarters in a hammock, which was mostly too small for him. And Torrin, I would assume you would have eventually bunked down and slept yourself within the cabin.
Yes. And
Lani's
and
having a
Plug.
magical hammock.
Yes.
Well, you did take the magical hammock with you, but this is technically still Captain Fletcher's quarters. So I don't know whether... it was never mentioned if it wanted to be set up anywhere. So I'm just going to assume that you have it with you, but it's not been
hung.
Strung up.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Fitted.
Yes. Okay, so what do we want to achieve here, people? Shall we...
That was my next question.
I think we were going to go to... I do believe that Sandara and I were going to go to the temple, the cathedral, which is a place of many different faiths. It seems like they've got one holy place for every faith here, all under one roof. So I believe that today we were going to go there. I was going to take
something that we had spoken about.
Yeah, I was going to take Owlbear with us.
Yes.
So
I personally was not going to be going to the chapel, as I have no interest.
no, but if I'm taking Owlbear, we may need a handler.
Yes. So I would say I would go with you, but then probably disappear in a different direction on the way back.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, but that is Devvie's plan for the morning at least, and then after that, I would like to have a look around and see. Talk to the locals, get some rumours about what might or might not be
Hang
going
on.
down on the shipping lanes.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Why don't you all get up out of bed,
Yeah.
go up on deck,
Yeah.
and you can discuss this in character?
Okay. Well, I suppose we could do that.
Excuse me, I don't want any role-playing in my role-playing game, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bear in mind that my voice is still fucked, so if I'm not completely in character, voice-wise, please forgive me.
Okay. We'll
No.
try.
Alright,
As a point of order for Torrin, I would have slept on the floor of the captain's quarters with Lanny in his hammock, and Plug is going to be sat in the corner, covered by a sheet,
okay.
and that's about it at the moment.
Cool.
Because I don't know what the plan is with Fletcher and whether he's coming back or not. Or whether we're going to meet him at some point and he can say, yep, the ship's yours now, and then I can keep Plug where I want him.
Yeah. Have we not handed over the money? What?
Yeah.
Where we are now?
Officially, nothing has happened just yet.
Okay.
Before you left the ship, well, after you arrived last time, he expressed his sudden concern now about just walking around the streets with that amount of money.
Oh,
And
yes,
I
of course,
think
yes.
He made the desire to arrange some sort of measures,
Security for it before exchanging.
figure out where he's going to go exactly,
Yeah.
and maybe look for some people to take care of him.
I remember now, yeah. Of course. Okay,
Yes.
dokie.
And I am struggling to find the PDF I'm looking for. But while I'm doing that, I guess, yes, you have all successfely made a long rest.
Hooray!
Mr. DM,
That's me.
on a personal note, did
Yes.
I or did I not start a brew going?
You
I think you did.
did? Yeah, and you put in boar's blood, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's the boar's blood.
Yeah. Yes. And I believe I rolled my first roll, and I need to roll my second roll possibly now?
It takes 3 I don't remember exactly when you did it. I do write these things down. Problem is I forget where I've written them. Yeah, let's just say Let's just say you shouldn't do it now. It's my fault for not being more exact.
Right
So,
then,
yeah.
brewing supplies. Roll for alcohol. There. There. That's a 19.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty great.
Very almost a 1.
Yeah, I saw that one pop out there.
Okay. So I am just opening up. Okay. So you approach your kit, your brew, which has been bubbling away, and you open it up. You take a whiff, and it actually smells quite good. And just dipping in your finger and having a taste, you are fairly confident you have made a successful brew.
Ooh.
Now, I am going to... Okay, do you know what it is? You don't know what it is, do you?
No!
You've no idea. And I'm just trying to decide when you should figure that out. If you have no way of discerning what it does, you're literally just going to have to try it, right?
Pretty much.
But this is like a one, enough for one. It's only one dose, let's say, right?
So what will we do in this instance? Will I make a test batch first and test it to see what it does, and then I have advantage on making it again? If I want
I
to
don't know
do
if you'd
it
have
again?
advantage. I would just say you know what it does.
All right, fair enough. It's worth a try.
Yeah, and also I said for an unknown brew, the DC will always be 15.
Yes.
But depending on the effect, the later DC will change. So it might become easier or even slightly harder, depending on the effect.
So what time is it in the morning?
It's not long after sunrise.
Well, it's probably 5 o'clock somewhere.
Glug.
Glug glug. I will drink the brew.
Okay.
I'll get my antidotes ready.
No, you
So-
won't.
Wait, I don't have any. You're fucked.
This potion has 2 effects on you.
Oh no.
Yes. The first is by the creature. Remember. Okay. The first effect is you now count as huge
Oh god.
when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift.
Wow.
So it makes you very strong in certain things. If you need to carry things a long way or push or
All right.
that sort of thing. But I would also like you to roll a D100, please.
Oh no.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, so this is what this feels like. Okay.
Yeah. This is how it feels.
96.
Oh, 96.
Oh, wow, okay. You also gain 2d4 plus 4 temporary hit points.
Oh, right. Well, that's very useful as we head out into the town.
Get into
how
a
long-
fight.
Yes.
How long
Yeah,
is that until your next long rest? Or
Yeah.
wow.
Or until they're hit off of you.
Yeah.
Depleted. So that is an additional 8.
There you go.
Nice.
Wow. I need to
and-
find a fighting ring.
And as I said, now that you're fully aware of the effects, anytime you use boar's blood again, it will have this effect.
That means I actually have to make a note on something.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ugh.
You've got a PDF for that, haven't you?
Get your notes out for there, lads.
I mean, yes, I totally have a notepad, a PDF, an Excel spreadsheet, a bit of paper that I have on my desk somewhere.
Oh yeah, I need
Right.
to make an Excel sheet for all this shit, don't I? I keep forgetting.
Was
I will
blood.
organise
So,
my notes at some point.
count as one size larger
Oh,
and 2. Oh no. So is the hit points thing now permanently attached to that particular ingredient?
Yeah, you'll always get 10 hit points. It will always be 2d4 plus 4, so that will vary. But whenever
but the effect.
the random effect that we just rolled is now fixed.
That's cool. That's a very awesome way of doing it. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's okay. I thought about it for a long time.
Cool. Right. So excellent. So yeah. So next point of call. I'm feeling fighty. I need to find someone to punch in the face, preferably for money.
Didn't we speak to Fletcher about anything in this place
We did, and I think
regarding that? There wasn't a huge call for it.
No, he said there wasn't a huge call for it.
That doesn't mean there isn't anything.
No, that is
Yes.
Failing that though, I will jump in the sea and start looking for a shark to punch.
Jesus Christ.
true. Right. Well, as you're doing that, shall we, in character, I'm going to approach Torrin and say, right, so Torrin.
What? Oh, yeah. Morning. Hi.
Once again, congratulations on your success last night. That was pretty clever.
Oh, I'm ecstatic, as you could probably tell. But thank you.
I bet you are. Listen, I need to take the owlbear to this cathedral with me and Sandara. Would you mind being his handler for the day, or at least the morning?
Yeah, I've got something to do a little bit later that
It won't take too long.
I may chat to you about, because it might be interesting, depending on how things go. But we'll see. We're trying not to ruffle any feathers, but
Well, yes.
you know, needs must and all that.
Right.
But yeah, I can come with you. That's not an issue.
Wonderful. Bruv, what are you doing today?
Oh, I tell you what, that stuff has got some bite to it, right? Yeah, yeah. I've got to remember that one. I've got to write that down. Right, yeah. I'm feeling a little bit punchy, bruv. I've got to go. Right, I'll see you later. And I'm gonna hop down off the. I'm just gonna disappear into town.
Someone's lit a fire under his ass.
I've thought about doing it literally.
I'm going to go with him. I'll stay with Des. I'll keep him safe.
Oh, yeah. Cheers,
Please
Captain.
do.
Come on, laddie.
Lanny does the same. Lanny hops off the boat and dock.
Good luck, boys. Oh, they're fucked, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, we'll see about that. This place seems a little bit more loose on rules than we're used to, so they might actually be all right.
True. They can't get a hold of us if shit goes south. So I hope they're all right.
Are the crew gathered on deck?
Yeah, I mean, it's morning, so they'll generally arise, have some breakfast. Although you get the feeling there's a bit of a commotion coming from the kitchen this morning.
All right. Okay. Right. I'll call them to. I'll call them to. Well, not attention, but eyes front kind of thing. Who was it that guarded the ship yesterday? It was Rosie and Sandara, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So someone else is gonna take control today.
Okay. So right, I'll address the crew then. I'll be like, all right, you lot. So Captain's already buggered off to look after my wayward brother, because you all know he might get himself into trouble, and who better to chaperone him than the big man himself? So today we're going to swap the watch on the ship. So Rosie and Sandara, you've got shore leave. Be back in time for dinner. the rest of you, I want Conkerbar, Hawkwood, and Tally. You'll be watching the ship. Just general security, make sure no one comes up the gangplank that ain't supposed to. And keep everything, if you'll excuse the pun, ship shape. Everyone good?
Right you are, sir.
Wonderful. Right, I've got business to
You
take
fuck.
care of. Wait a minute. I've got business to take care of on shore. I will be taking the owlbear with me, but he will be back in time for lunch, hopefully. But yeah. Well, like Miss Blackheart says, all good, off you fuck. And I'll step down from the stone castle and head towards the galley where the commotion's coming from.
Okay.
I'm going to look for the owlbear on deck and sort of just talk to him and say, "Hey, we're going to go for a walk," and sort of explain what's happening as best I can.
Okay, fair enough. Devvie, you'll go down to the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, as you go down and you get a little bit closer, you can hear like stuff's being moved around and there's things are clattering and yeah.
All right.
As you reach the doorway, you can see that Croup is since leaving the Wormwood. On the man's promise, and now on this ship, he's been keeping kitchen actually in fairly good order. A big change, at least, to how the kitchen was when you very first saw him in the very first session. But this has seemed to all gone awry this morning because it's just a mess. There's things everywhere, and he seems to be like looking for something. That's the impression you get.
Okay. I will stand at the threshold and knock on the door frame and go, Mr. Croup, is everything all right?
Oh, right. Hello there. Yeah. I was just, I was planning to go out and get some more supplies this morning, but I've bloody lost it. Have you seen my grappling hook?
Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry, I borrowed it and forgot to bring it back. That was very rude of me, Mr. Croup. I've got it here. Do you need it now?
Oh, right.
You can see the look on his face. It's almost like he almost looks relieved.
And he's like, "Oh no, it's all right. Oh, if you needed it, I mean that's what made me think of it because I knew you'd gone off to climb that cliff, and I wanted to give it to you, and then I couldn't find it. But I know, if anything, I'm a little bit relieved. I thought the stowaway man had took it.
The stowaway man.
Oh, you never heard of the stowaway man?
No, who's that?
Oh, it's a bit like an old sea dog's tale, really.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, whenever stuff goes missing, it gets blamed on the stowaway man.
Right. I see what you mean. Like when you're looking for something small that you are sure you put down somewhere and it's disappeared.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm very sorry, Mr. Croup. We grabbed it in our haste to leave, and I forgot to ask your permission, sir.
Oh no, it's all right. I'm not at all angry. I was just I was starting to get a little bit worried. I mean,
all the same, I should have let you know at least.
I don't really believe in that sort of thing. I don't think, at least. But you know, when strange things start happening, I always have second thoughts about it. You know,
it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No smoke without fire and all that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've like I said, I've not really bought into it much, but I've met a couple of people who swear that they've had him on his ship.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you, we found it quite bloody useful actually. It's good that you had it. Do you want it back? Should we store it down here?
No, I don't need it right now. No, I was just, as I said, I was just worried that things would go missing. No, you're welcome to keep hold of it. I mean, I may want it back at some point. I mean, I think it's worth a little bit, to be honest. So,
well, you let me know if you need it back, and I'll obviously get it back to you. It's your property. We do not steal on this ship from each other. But we found it very, very useful. So.
Oh, of course. I mean, that thing's just been hung on the wall for years. I'm glad he's getting some use, if anything.
It's bloody brilliant. It saved our bacon on that beach.
Oh, did it?
Oh yeah, if that thing had come down the cliff and we were trying to escape the bloody sea zombies, then we'd have had a right pickle on our hands.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
Anything else you need today, Mr. Creep?
Oh no, like I said, I was going to go get some supplies at some point. Maybe I'll need someone to give me an hand, but I'm sure one or two of the crew will be around to give me help if I need it.
Well, I've left Tally and Conkerbar and Corkwood on security detail today. So if you need to take anyone with you, take Corkwood, because I know he's part of this crew, but I don't quite trust him as much as everyone else just yet.
Oh, I think he's right. He's a bit weird, like, but I don't think he's a wrong un or anything. That's
all right. Well, hopefully you're warm to you. I mean, it's best to make friends, isn't it? So if he can, come out of his shell a bit, then I'd probably trust him a little bit more. But if you need someone to help you, take Corkwood. But after that, the day is yours, Mr. Creep. You can do what you want.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I shall, I better get this place sorted out first, but, I will do that.
Lovely. I think that's everything. Oh, one more thing. Are you likely to go into the captain's quarters at any point today?
Well, I wasn't planning to.
Okay, it might be worth just keeping people away from there for the moment.
Anything I should know? Yeah.
I think Torrin's going to make some kind of announcement later on, but she's been doing some of her spooky ooky shit up there, and it's a little bit of a mess, so best keep people away from it for now.
Oh, all right then. All right, well, if I'm up there and I see somebody sniping around, then I will have them removed immediately.
Also, well, and if anyone does think they've seen anything and they start freaking out, just calm them down and say it's all right, and we'll deal with it later.
He's starting to look a little confused, and you can see the cogs turning in his head. But he just says, "Yeah, all right."
Okay, yeah. I can't explain it. I'll let Torrin explain it later on in her own special way when she's ready to. But just yeah. No, it's nothing to worry about. Nothing's
All right.
As you were.
All right. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Right. I'm off on shore for a bit, but I'll be back at lunchtime.
All right. Have a good one, mate.
See you soon. And I'll head back upstairs.
All right. So you get up. Torrin is
just sat cross-legged next to Albert.
Yeah,
just chatting away, just making him feel safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your plan?
I'm gonna go up to Torrin now. And
Hey, you all good?
I'm gonna grab Sandara before she leaves. I'll get them all together, and I'll say, "Yeah, so is the plan, Sandara? I thought we'd take the owlbear to this cathedral place and see if there's anyone that could perform restorative magic on him. Because he ain't what he seems.
No?
No. Well, we've heard stories. He's actually someone a little bit important, and he's been magically dumbed down.
Oh, I see.
So unless you've got something like a full restoration tucked up your sleeve, we're going to need to take him to a specialist.
No, I'm afraid that's a little bit out of my
Out your ballpark.
capabilities.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right.
But I know some temples will offer that sort of service. I think it's fairly expensive.
Well, it's nice to know how much these things are going to cost. I think in the long run, it's going to be quite an investment, quite a good one, if we can restore his former self, as it were.
Okay. Do you know who he really is?
Well, out of character. Who was it that told us?
It was
Captain, wasn't
Pegsworthy.
It was Pegsworthy. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you remember when we met Captain Pegsworthy, right?
Yes.
Well, he told us a story of Captain Aragon and his former best friend, and they ended up falling out. Long story short, he had his best friend mind wiped or some shit like that, and we reckon it's the owlbear.
Oh.
So if we can restore him and send him on his merry warpath towards Aragon, that'd be quite entertaining.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh, that's a weird thing to do to somebody.
Oh, some people are just vindictive wankers, aren't they? So, and Harrigan fits the bill.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, if we can help him out, I mean, we can try.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Obviously, he was a way of just another one of Harrigan's little avenues of sowing fear and keeping control. So if we can,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Oh, kind of like, watch out, otherwise he'll do the same to you. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I think the owlbear served as a cautionary tale to other people.
oh, I see. Okay.
But I'm guessing we'll find all that out if this works, and he is something more than he seems. Sure, he'd love to spill his story to us, the people that saved him.
Yeah. Could be a powerful ally. I mean, if we help him, he'll owe us, right?
Well, that's what I figure. So, what say we take a trip to the cathedral?
Yeah, okay. You mentioned the cathedral. Do you know where it is?
We had a map, didn't we? Did someone give us a map, or was there a map, or is that just?
I think Fletcher said it was on the north side
Yeah. Okay.
of town.
Yeah. So I'll just say yeah. Yeah. Well, Fletcher tells us it's on the northern edge of town, so it's going to be a little bit of a walk, but it'll be nice. We'll be able to see the streets, see the sights, get a lay of the land.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to get on shore and have a look around. So.
Are you ready to go, Torrin?
Yeah, I'm all good. I just wanted to have a look at maybe some armourers on the way through. If you see anyone, call it out. Just want to figure out what's around.
Yeah, I'm interested in that kind of thing as well, to be honest.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. So, I guess you're all going to disembark and
Yep.
head off into town. Good. Well, that's been happening. Desi has marched off into town with Lani in tow. Do you even know in what direction you are going?
What way?
Hmm?
That way.
Which way's that way?
That way. Yep, that's it. That's the one.
This is a purely audio medium, so
Roll a
Yep.
dice.
you might. You can have
I'll
to
tell you
give me a
what.
little-
I'll tell you what, laddie. I reckon I can market that stuff. That is. I haven't felt this alive in ages. You know what? I'm going to call it Red Boar. Because it gives you wings.
Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Boars don't have wings. That's
I know.
stupid.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've got wings. I reckon I can fly. Right then. So, what are we going to do? What kind of trouble do you think that we can get into, lads, out on the street by ourselves without any chaperones telling us what we can do, huh?
Quite a lot of people have that.
Yeah. Well. So, clearly, what we need to do is find out, A, if there's a fighting ring we can get involved in, and B, if there's any information we can find out about what is going to be destroying the Shackles at any point in the near future. Currently, I am going for the first one.
All right. Yeah. Where to though?
That's the thing. Right, so, DM, are there any pubs open at this time in the morning?
There's always pubs open.
Pirate Island?
Come
on.
It's like there's always something open.
Right then. Yeah, so I need a pub. We need a pub, and then we're going to go in, and we're going to start either finding out where we can pay to get fighting, or just start fighting and see what happens.
God.
Okay. Why don't you tell me? Start by telling me where you are roughly. I mean,
Right,
you would have left the ship. The square is. You can see the square on the map.
Hold on. Where are we? It's Goat's Head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The square's just above 20.
Okay.
I mean, is that what you're specifically looking for? Just a rowdy pub.
I mean, just to give you an idea here, a reasonably powerful, slightly psychotic adult has just had his first magical energy drink.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's essentially looking for some rowdiness to get involved in.
Okay. Give me a investigation check.
Ooh. Investigation. Can we be the first people to be kicked out of Pirate Island for being too rowdy? Investigation is 18.
Pretty good.
Okay. So, as you're stood on the square discussing this, you can't help but notice the sound. Well, you can clearly hear that just to the west, excuse me, of the square, the building marked number 4
Huh? Yep.
is a tavern, it would seem. And you can just read the sign from where you stood. It's called the Fat Man's Feed Bag. And you can clearly hear and see that there, even at this early hour, there are people in this bar.
Right. Lally, we're going to point at the building. Forward.
Don't know if I'll fit through that door, Des, but we'll give it a go. Quite small.
I reckon we can push you through.
All right, let's go then.
Right. Yep. So we shall make our way to the Fat Man's Feed Bag.
Okay. So you enter the premises of this wooden building, and immediately, I mean, the only place you've been in town was the Rusty Kraken, which is actually a pretty nice place. This is kind of a start, like a what's the word? Like a
Contrast.
stark contrast, exactly. There's like straw on the floor, and as you're looking around, like no two chairs are the same. You know what I mean? Every table is different and looks like it's been broken and nailed back together multiple times. There are various patrons throughout the bar. Roughly a third of them seem to be sleeping with their heads on the tables. But there's some loud conversation going on. But the most obvious thing as you enter is you can see up at the bar 2 half-orcs. They are... they're wearing no no shirt. They're naked from the waist up. They are both these kind of like brown-skinned half-orcs rather than pale green, similar to the ones that you saw in Blood Cove. And they, from looking at them, you're under the impression they've probably been here all night drinking, and they seem to be having some sort of argument with each other.
All right then. Smell it. Go on, smell it, Lanny. Breathe it in. Oh, you can smell the piss in the sawdust. Oh, I grew up in places like this. Me and my brother, we grew up in places like this. It brings a tear to my eye and a box of matches to my hand.
You got a bird.
Richard, we keep losing you. You're gonna have to repeat that.
I said, are you going to burn it, Des? Is that what you mean?
Oh, I mean, not immediately, no.
You want in a fight, though. What about those two? They look rubberless.
Oh, I mean, Lanny, there is a decorum to this, mate. We're not just going to walk up to them and start throwing punches. No, we're going to see what they're about first. You know, it's a gentlemanly thing to do. And then once we have got their measure and decided whether they are bastards or not, then we can start throwing punches and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, they look like bastards.
I mean, they could be, but let us not judge a book by its cover, Lanny. Just because they are of the half-orcish persuasion does not necessarily mean that they are bastards. Look at your good self, sir. You could barely fit through the door. People could look at you and think, that is a right big bastard, I want to go punch him. But you and I, know that you are, in fact, a lovely chap, right? And if someone punches you in the face, I'll be very upset. So upset that I might punch him back. So,
Thank you, Des.
let's get a drink, shall we?
Yeah, a drink.
Right. Did you say that the 2 half-orcs are behind the bar or they're at the
No,
bar?
they're literally stood at the bar.
Okay.
And you can see there are drinks there. There are there's a bottle which is almost empty. And as I said, as you get closer, they're kind of like it's quite like a heated debate going on, and it's starting to get a little bit physical. They're like starting to prod and push each other. And as you get closer, as you're waiting to be served, I assume you've gone to the bar to get served.
Yes.
You realise they're having an argument about what the best weapon is, but they both seem to think it's an axe.
Okay.
From what you can
All right
gather.
Okay. Right. So yeah, I'll order two mugs of whatever the local piss water is,
Yeah.
and I will make sure that we are positioned in a very close proximity to our half-orcan friends.
Yeah.
And I will say, and as they're talking, I say, "Excuse me, lads. I can't help but overhear him because I'm really trying to hear what you're saying. Are you having an argument about weapons?"
Oh, what would you say, mate?
I said, "Are you two gentlemen having arguments about weapons?"
Yeah, we are. What you say is the best weapon? Like, this fucking idiot don't know what he's talking about. And the other one's like, what the fuck you on about? You don't know what the fuck a weapon is if it hit you on the head.
And the first one turns back to you again. So, yeah, what do you think?
Well, sir, I would say that the best weapon, the one that is always available to a person when he wishes to strike down upon his enemies with a fiery vengeance, is his fist or his foot.
Oh, I don't know about that. fist is... Surely you want something big and heavy and sharp.
Well,
Lanny just from his back pulls out his maul and goes, "Actually, I think this is the best weapon. They call me Skull Crusher, and it's done me well."
Oh, right, that's quite a good... Yeah, that's not bad, is it, brother? Hey, look at that. This is a little squeezer. What was your name, Ed Squeezer?
I am Skull Crusher.
Oh, right, yeah, Skull Crusher. Yeah, see, look, yeah, that's quite a good one, yeah, but no. Look, clearly, the best weapon is an axe.
Well, I mean, now clearly, each unto his own, isn't it? That each person will have their own particular preference as to what weapon they find is the best for dispatching the enemy in the quickest and most brutal manner. Now, personally, I prefer to have a weapon upon me at all times. So I have owned my fists and my feet, and occasionally my forehead, to be in the most brutal weapon that I could possibly use.
At this point, you realise at least one of them is not even really listening to you. It's like he was staring off into the distance, and then he turns around and cuts you off. Oh, wait, I got it. Oh, no. No, wait. If you say an X is good, right? What's better than an X? 2 X's! Double X!
Right. Lanny?
Sorry, mate, what were you saying there?
I am going to punch him in the face.
Oh man! Wow.
I wish to put my point across.
Okay, then please make an attack. I'm going to say this. Make this attack with advantage. I'll say.
Oh, you lovely person! Watch this get double ones.
As he wasn't even really paying attention.
That'll be a 15.
That will hit.
With 8 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And I will literally step up and just a quick jab in the face, right on the nose, and step back again and say, "Sir, I believe I have made my point perfectly clear. You did not see that coming, and your nose is now bleeding. Therefore, the fist is the mightiest weapon."
You little fucker!
I'd like to roll initiative, please.
Look, my methods of debating are strange, but occasionally effective. That's a 13.
That'll be a
natural 20.
Hang on,
Good.
I've just cleared. I'm going to have to re-add you. Give me 1 second. And I also need to...
Oh,
hello. Oh my god, he's got a pub.
It's like you planned for this.
Did you plan for this, Sean?
I don't plan for anything.
I mean, the fact that you have a map would suggest otherwise.
He just expects
No! I mean, yeah, how was I to know that you're going to wander off and get into a fight? How the hell could I have anticipated that?
Yeah.
Totally out of character.
Pretty much. So, that means, oh, excuse me, that rum is not going down very well.
Oh dear.
Lani, it means you're up first.
Just seeing Des throw the first punch and New York turning around. Go, you bastard! Lanny literally steps forward with the maul he's still got in his hand and is actually going to take a swing at the other one, the lower one. Where are we? I'm not raging, but this will be reckless without raging at the moment.
With them all, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, daddy.
Fucking hell.
27 to hit.
Which one?
Christ.
The lower one.
Wow.
Okay.
14 damage.
Yes.
And then he's going to do a spin and hit the higher one, the other one up. That'll be a nat.
Oh no! You just fucking killed him.
24
Oh,
damage.
oh.
How much is it
24
total?
total.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Just in the blink of an eye, Des just sees Lanny. Ben.
Okay.
What did you do? Crack one in the knee and then hit the other with an uppercut? Fuck!
He's using his maul.
I know.
Well, they wanted to know which weapon was better.
Okay. Des, that basically brings us to you. So,
Right, having seen this ludicrous display, whoa, look, fucking hell, Lanny! Whoa, 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 whoa! No!
They want to know which weapon was better, Des. I just had to show them.
No, you didn't show them, Lanny. You caved their face in. No.
He's still alive?
Right? Are you sure?
I think so.
I mean, I didn't mention it. The first one you hit is obviously injured. The one that Des had initially punched, and then you
And then you crit.
and then you battered. He is looking very worse for wear. His head is bleeding quite profusely, and his eyes are currently rolling around the back of his head. He's got one hand on the bar, steadying himself, but he is standing.
Des, they seem all right.
Oh yeah, Lanny. Right, all right. You know, it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until someone fucking dies. All right. That was not my intention. I just here to have a bit of fun, not commit actual murder on our first day on the island. Are you clear? Is that clear?
Yeah, steady on, mate. What the fuck?
And you can actually now see that they both are reaching below the bar, where they both have two very large axes.
Now, with that being said, I don't fancy having me head perforated with an axe, so I'm going to punch this one twice in the face.
Okay.
Right, so the first one is that one. That would be a natural one.
Oh, no.
Oh wow.
So,
Literally, as you went to swing, he bent down. So
right.
you come with like an arching hook, just in the moment that he bows his head, and then as you swing over it, he stands up again now with an axe in hand.
He's like, oh, fucking steady on, mate.
Oh, right. So as he brings his head down, I will attempt to bring my knee up.
Okay.
With a natural 20.
Oh no! It was a feint. It was a fainting strike.
Oh man.
Yep. So take a swing with the top one and miss, and as he brings his face down, I bring my knee up. His face and my knee become intimately entangled with each other. That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you feel the crack as you are sure you've just loosened at least one of his teeth. He turns around, he staggers and falls face first onto the bar behind you. And for a second, you think he must be down. But now you see him, just his hand on the bar, and he's slowly, from this slumped position, is starting to press himself back up again.
All right, mate. Come on, don't fuck about. You know what? Why not? Flurry of blows.
Oh,
Yes.
So that would be a 19 and a 26.
Okay, that's enough to...
Yeah, that's that. That's 16 points of damage.
At this point, I think you can. I think you have the option to voluntarily do non-lethal damage.
Yes, you can
Oh, yes.
say it's not lethal.
Yeah, I have already made it clear to Lanny that we are not here to kill anyone. So yeah, I will not
Yeah,
be
exactly.
attempting to kill him. Just put him down.
So he does fall unconscious. I'm going to put a red cross on him, but he's not dead. He, as you pummel the back of his head, he then finally does slump down onto the bar and slip down between you and the bar.
Right then, mate. I'm going to say to the other one. So, does this settle the argument of what is the best weapon? I'm still putting forward that it is indeed a fist.
That's the end of your turn there, right?
Yep.
Well, with that, the second orc has now grabbed his axe, and he is going to start swinging, Lanny, and you're the first thing he can reach, so...
Yep. 20 will hit.
Only a 6. And he...
I don't want to be that guy, but would that be slashing damage rather than bludgeoning?
Yes, it is. I mean, I don't... Yeah, good. Well spotted. Yeah, that should be slashing. It's almost like I had to make a macro really quickly. Second attack, Lanny, is a 16. Hits as well.
No, a 16 will not hit.
Then the second axe, you are able to dodge, and he swings it around, and it now thwacks into the side of the bar, and is now jammed in. He's going to have to pull it out before his next action. That brings us back to you, though.
It dares and goes, okay, if we're going to do this way, drops them all onto the floor, goes in, rages, and goes in 2 fists on him. Where are we? Plus, yeah, an 18.
Yep.
That'll be 8 points of damage.
Okay.
Second attack. Natural 20.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ. So how much is that
That'll
total?
be 9, because it's... No, sorry. So, how does this work with an unarmed strike?
I don't think you can crit, can you, with an armor strike if you're not a monk or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
It
on
just
the
don't-
crit,
It would double whatever the standard damage would be. So, what's your strength?
Is a +5.
So yeah, you do another 6 damage on top of that.
So, 14 seconds.
okay. So as he's trying to pull out this axe, you punch him
He does a
twice.
quick left sort of jab, and then comes with a sort of an axe hand over the top, down the top of his head.
Okay, as you do that, he staggers back forward again. He brings one hand up to his head. You can see again, like his companion, his eyes are rolling in his head, and the combination of violence and alcohol. You have no idea how this guy's still standing, but standing he is.
It's pretty good.
Desi, that brings us to you.
We'll skirt around the big guy. Right, mate. Now, I don't know if I made my point completely clear by what I've done to your compatriot over there, and I shall point towards the prone body of his friend. But I feel that I can make my point just a little bit clearer for you. And I'm going to punch him.
Okay,
24.
that will hit.
6 points of damage of non-lethal bludgeoning damage.
And that's enough to put him down.
Hey.
Collapses to the floor. At that point, you hear a small cheer come up from behind you, and there's some light clapping, and you can see a number of the conscious guests have been thoroughly enjoying this little show. At this point, though, the barkeeper appears. He's like,
as the crowd cheers, Lanny turns around, still raging, and and then you just see him.
All right, Lanny, all right. Breathe.
Okay, Des. Good. Oh, I see what you mean about these fists, Des. They're good. Oh,
I know. Right? Yeah.
Oh.
The barkeeper looks at what you've done. He's kind of stood there for a second. He's like, "What the hell are you? Oh, for fuck's sake! Bit early this morning, isn't it? I've only just cleaned up the blood from last night."
Oh, I do apologise, dear barkeep. We had a bit of a discussion, a heated discussion, you might say, about what weapon was the best to attack a person with. And me and my friend Danny here made a practical demonstration.
He now comes up to the bar, basically opposite you, and looks over down at the two of them. He's like, "Did you bloody kill him?"
No. We do not go around killing people who don't need killing. However, they may have a bit of a sore head in a few hours' time.
Well, I think they were going to have that anyway, but bloody hell.
I think that hangover will last for about 3 days, guys.
For fuck's sake. And you can see him now. He grab like a mop and bucket. Walk around to the front and leans it up against the bar. Right, did you two want anything, or are you going to fuck off?
Oh, we were going to potentially inquire about, possibly a breakfast beer or two, or maybe an actual breakfast, if that is something that you offer at this particular establishment.
Don't do food here.
I'll be in no then. Right then. So I mean, at your own leisure, of course, if you would like to bring us a pint of ale or some such, we will partake and get out of your way.
I suppose these two aren't going anywhere, so... Alright, what do you want? Just ale?
Yeah, whatever the local brewery is in this particular establishment. Lanny, you joining me, or you off the sauce at the moment?
No. God.
He,
2 ales, please.
very quickly, kind of rudely slops down 2 ales on the bar in front of you. You can see they've actually got like little bits of straw in it, and there's a little bit of like a skim on the surface.
Fresh.
Fucking hell. Wow, that is quite the local beer you got there.
Quite earthy.
Hey, yes, very good, Lanny, very good. Earthy, yes. Earthy, definitely. You can actually see the earth float on top of it. Yeah, definitely. Right then, so now that we are friends again, barkeep, is there any sort of local fighting establishment or other such activities that 2 young lads out on their own to make their way in the world might be able to take part in to make a bit of coin?
What exactly you mean? You want... You're just looking for a fight, or what?
Well, I mean, is there any particular place that we could possibly go where we could fight people in exchange for money?
You want... Well, if you want somebody to pay you to beat someone else up, is that what you're saying?
I mean, if that is what is done in this particular place, then yes. I mean, I was more thinking of some sort of fighting pit. However, if we were
sorry,
to go
I didn't quite understand what you talked about. No, we don't really have fighting pits or anything like that here in Goat's Head. But if you're looking to, just want to, if you're looking for that type of work, I might be able to find something for you.
Oh. So, with this particular type of work that you're referring to, would this be potentially roughing people up who owe other people money in this kind of situation?
Well, that sort of thing, right? Yeah. I mean, there's no actual law here, so people tend to regulate things themselves. So, if there's any disagreements that need sorting out, it often comes to that sort of physicality, if you know what I mean.
Well, I don't know about you, Lanny. It's up to you, of course, if you wish to go down this particular path of potential brief employment while we're here. But I do not have anything, any issues with roughing people up who might owe other people money. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, roughing people up sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, the looks of it, you took care of these two quite handily, so I can assume you can more than take care of yourselves. I can keep my ear out if you're looking for something.
I would suggest that we are in the market to be hired muscle for a little while, if necessary.
All right. Well, where can I find you if I happen to hear something?
What's the name of our ship again?
Silent Howl at the moment.
We are currently staying at the moored ship, the Silent Howl.
All right.
I think
Okay.
actually you can see it from here if you look at it.
Actually, you'd probably just be able to see out the window. All right. How long do you think you'll be staying?
Not entirely sure at this moment in time.
All right. It doesn't matter. If I hear of work, somebody needs some help, I'll come get you. It's not far.
What was your name?
Craig.
Greg?
Craig.
Greg.
Yeah, whatever.
Greg. Okay, Greg.
Craig. Thank you, Craig, for your hospitality and your well, I mean, I don't really want to call it beer as such. Is it? It's more like a soup, maybe, or a stew. Yes. So yes, thank you for your time. We apologise for the mess left on the floor. Now, if you don't mind, we are going to carry on with this impromptu pub crawl that we appear to have started, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
All right, you don't forget, leave some copper on the bar before you leave.
I shall leave a silver piece for the beer and for the trouble.
Can I quickly check the orc to see if they have any coin to leave on the bar?
You, yeah, sure. If you give me an investigation check, you just want to go through their pockets or what?
Well, yeah, just to see if they've got just a little bit of coin just to leave. That'll be a 5.
Okay, in that case, can you roll a... Roll a d10 for me.
Oh no.
That'll be a 7.
And now roll a d6.
2.
Okay, you reach into your pocket. You don't feel any coins or anything, but when you do feel something hard, and when you take it out, you realise it's like a thick iron ring.
Huh?
And has
I mean,
the barkeep seen me do this?
Well, he's kind of stood right next to you, and so yeah, I mean, he probably would have seen you do it. Yeah.
I stand up. I go. And he reaches into his pocket, pulls out the gold, puts it on the bar. Thank you, and walks out.
Okay.
Well, I'll take my silver piece back then.
There is
just
no.
winks at him as he does as he walks out. Just walks out.
There's no complaint as you do so. He's happy just to see a gold piece on his bar. So
Just an iron ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a ring you would wear on your finger, but it's very thick and just kind of roughly hammered.
Cool.
Okay, so as you head back into the street, Torrin and Devvie,
Yes.
what you have been doing in this time?
We've been walking towards the north end of town, but taking note of the establishments and businesses on the way.
So, which route would you like to take?
Let me have a look. So we were on the jetty.
We're docked at 20, aren't
Yeah,
we?
the jetty at 20. So what I probably would have done was looking straight ahead. This road
Kind of
that goes
northwest?
to the northwest looks like a main street, so I would have headed up that way
Okay.
towards
So,
10.
Okay, so if you're heading up that way, as I said, a large number of the premises here will be a bar or something to do with gambling, or
Okay.
partying, or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But and I will just kind of explain any notable things that you do pass. I think the 28 you wouldn't really see from the main street. As you reach the 21,
Yeah.
you realise this seems to be some sort of theatre.
Oh.
The doors are, of course, closed at this sort of time. But looking at the posters and the pictures, you assume this must be some sort of, at least some sort of stage where, whether it be music or theatricals, are
Some
held.
entertainment venue of sorts.
Yep.
Okay.
So, the number 3 opposite is a bar. This is called the Cracktooth Tavern.
Okay. The Cracktooth Tavern.
Yes, but this appears to be closed at this hour.
Ah.
So I assume we'd travel up towards the 10.
Yeah.
This seems to be like an open. Well, the main part of it is like an open-walled smithy.
Aha.
Okay. Is this quite a busy smithy, or?
Well, I mean, it's fairly early in the morning. The streets are fairly empty. I mean,
If it's open, do I see if there's how many workers are in there?
Oh, you can see there's one man working there. He's a fairly tall man with reddish hair. And you also see there are 3 very large dogs, short-haired dogs, just kind of lounging around the smith while he's working.
Fair enough.
And actually, now that you're close enough and you see the sign, it's called the Red Dog Smithy.
Okay.
And as I said, there is this one man there working. Seems to be very focused in what he's doing. And he's currently hammering something.
Excellent. Do we pass 11?
Yes. This seems to be another tavern of sorts. Doesn't seem too shabby, but again, this one is actually closed at this time.
Okay. Alright, and I'm guessing at this point we see the large imposing building that is number 15.
Yeah, I mean, you'd see the 13 is this like a low-walled graveyard, and yeah, you see 15, which is this large. It's one of the few actual stone structures in the town, and yeah, you'd probably assume at this point that that's what you're looking for.
And what was it called again? What was it called? The cathedral? What was it
I
called?
think Fletcher said he referred to it as the cathedral, but I think he also said it was more of a nickname.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. All right, so we will head towards that then.
Okay. So, you'll have to you'll actually have to walk around to the 18 to get in.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So do we see what
but-
18 is then?
Yeah, 18 just seems to be some sort of meat market, though, like a butchery trader.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah.
So yeah, so you walk around. You will enter from the west, and the doors are closed. But when you try pulling, they do open, and you enter this fairly cool stone building. It seems to have 3 wings. One directly opposite you when you enter, and one to the left of you when you enter. But in the center of the cathedral is actually a patch of grass, and the ceiling there is actually open,
Okay.
where you've actually expected maybe like a dome.
Yeah.
There just seems to be a hole, and light is kind of
Or like a courtyard.
billowing through in this kind of harsh shaft of light.
Okay.
And in the middle of this patch of grass, there is one large jagged stone surrounded by 7 smaller stones
Okay.
in like a circle around it. The smaller ones are probably only about 1 meter high, whereas the one in the middle is more like 2 to 3 meters high.
Okay.
And now that you step in proper, you can see that this entire building is full of various little shrines and what's the word, like a cubby, like alcoves, which seem to be all
different deities.
allocated to all different manner of deities.
Okay, cool. Nice. Right, so we will, I guess I'll just look around. Are there any priests or anything just knocking around at the moment?
You don't see one at the moment.
Are there any specific iconography around for various gods, or are they in certain, like off center rooms, or?
As I said, it's more like alcoves. They're mostly clearly separated from each other.
Yeah,
And of
it's
course,
more of an alcove thing rather than there's like rooms and doors everywhere.
no, it's basically like one large open space.
Fair.
And of course, the more popular gods have larger altars, and now you can see at the far end there's a fairly large one, which seems to be designated to Besmara herself. In the center of which is a like a figurehead of a ship. It looks like the entire figurehead and the wood around it from a ship has been removed and placed up on this altar. It's the top of which is like it's almost like the skull of a ram, like the naked skull of a ram decorated with bones around it, and all around this figurehead there are various goodies, booty, and there are actually little piles of coins.
Okay.
Kind of scattered all around. You probably get the impression that people will actually come and will lay down gold here.
I think that's what the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to wander over there and I'm going to take a gold piece out of my pocket and add it to the offerings.
Mm-hmm.
And give a courteous bow to the altar.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry. Just going to swig some alcohol.
It's
Torrin? Torrin?
Torrin?
She's left the building.
Nathan?
You on mute, Nathan?
No, my microphone broke.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh god. Hello.
Hello.
And now I've forgotten what you asked me. Shit.
While Devvie is making his little offering, was there anything you wanted to do?
I would be I wouldn't expect to see anything for Merkel, so Torrin just wouldn't look for it. But what she would look at is how the owlbear is reacting to being walked through the streets and being surrounded by people, and if he notices anything in the cathedral.
Okay. So the owlbear, I think I mentioned before, the girls at some point would have given him some actual clothes.
Yes.
And he has grown more accustomed to spending time with people. When you first kind of like met him, he was like chained by himself for most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of very cautious. You do realize now he's become much more relaxed around people. And even walking through the streets, being like with you guys, he kind of like, he will shadow you quite closely. But if anything, he just seems to be interested in looking at everything that's going on around him. And
is there anything particular that seems to have caught his eye on this trip, or
the streets all the way up here? No, nothing in particular. And now that you're in here, nothing seems particular to have caught his interest. He just seems to be fascinated by everything around him, almost like he's experiencing things like this for the first time.
fair enough? I'm just staying with him and making sure he is okay at the moment. I'm not really getting involved in anything just yet, as I am there as his chaperone.
Okay. So Sandara at this point will be like, "Wow, this is the biggest. It's one of the biggest shrines to Besmar I've ever seen. Would you just excuse me for a sec? I think I need to."
Yeah, of course. Do what you got to do.
And she walks up to the altar, and like you did, she will make an offering of gold. And then you do actually see her just sit down, cross-legged, just off-center of the altar. And you see her closing her eyes. And whether she's praying or meditating or thinking about something deeply, she seems to be in her own world for the moment. Rosie kind of rolls her eyes and doesn't quite know what to make of it. But at this point, you hear a door creak behind you from the north side of the cathedral, and you see a middle-aged man with short dark hair and a goatee with a dark blue kind of vestment enter the cathedral. He's carrying some candles. He sees you all. He just he acknowledges you, nods. And then walks across, and you see him starting to place out some candles on one of the shrines.
Okay, I'll turn to Rosie. So yeah, Rosie, if you wouldn't mind just keeping the owlbear nice and calm, I'm just going to talk to this gentleman over here.
Yeah, all right. I'll keep an eye on him.
Lovely job. Right. And I'll walk over to the chap that's just entered the cathedral from the back. Say, excuse me, sir. I wonder if I might pick your brains a second.
Oh, good morning. Yes, what can I do for you?
See this chap that we've got with us? Well, we believe he's under some kind of heavy personality or altering magic, and we were wondering if you knew of anyone or if you had a service here that could perform some restorative magic on him.
Oh, I see. Yes, we are able to offer such services here. Could you tell me a little bit more about his predicament? We have various things we can do, but it kind of depends on the ailment.
Of course. Well, I mean, unfortunately, all we've got to go on is hearsay at the moment. He is an acquired crew member who we've taken pity on, but the story goes that he has he used to be someone of great standing in Besmara's view, and he was betrayed by his best friend, who had someone perform some kind of dumbing down magic on him, as it were. Apparently he used to be quite a bright spark, but now, and I just point to him, well, you can see for yourself, he's not quite all there.
I see. Well, we are able to do minor restorations, but I doubt that would cover such an condition.
See, would you have any idea where?
To remove a curse if one has been bestowed upon him, which is a possibility. We do also offer greater restorations for much more serious ailments, which may well match the description of the magic that is affecting him.
I mean, that sounds like it might cover all the bases. How much would that that us back?
That will cost you 450 gold.
450 gold?
Yes.
Alright. How long will it take?
The spell itself?
Yeah.
The spell itself is rather quick. I would need a little time to prepare and collect the components I need. But the spell itself is almost instantaneous.
Right, alright. What would you require? Would you like us to leave him in your care, or should we take him away while you gather the things needed?
No, if you are serious about this matter, then we can arrange to meet possibly later today. In the meantime, I will collect the components I need and speak with my colleagues, and we can prepare everything.
That sounds
Would you want
fantastic.
to do that here, or would you want to do that maybe on our ship?
We could theoretically do it anywhere you like.
What do you reckon, Devvie?
I think, walking him across a town, a new place, I don't know how taxing it's been on him, so maybe if we could have them meet us on the ship later.
Yeah?
I think so, and it might be more familiar surroundings, being on a boat.
Yeah, that could work. I'll have to deal with the mess that I've left in the office.
Oh, that's alright. Yeah,
But that's not a problem.
we've got a day to figure that out, or the rest of today. Not a problem. Alright, sorry, what was your name, sir?
It's Torben.
Torben. Is that Father Torben or Brother Torben?
Oh, I'm not one for these official labels. Torben will be fine.
It's lovely to meet you. We are the crew of the Silent Howl. We are on the main jetty in the middle, down on the docks, right opposite the square.
Okay, and you would like me to visit you this evening?
That would be perfect. Thank you. Yes.
Good.
Whenever you've got time, close to the evening.
Good. Then I shall make the necessary arrangements.
Been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
The pleasure's mine.
You're very kind, Torben.
Right, let's take this lad home and get him all settled then.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. As we're walking away, I'm just going to say to Devvie, you know that smith that we saw?
Yeah.
Case it for me?
Right, you are. Alright then.
You know, how many people work there, how many people are normally there at night. Usual things.
Yeah, of course.
I want to I've got an idea for later on, but it's not something I want to do when we're staying in the city for too much longer.
All right. I mean, as we're walking, and this is in hushed tones, of course.
Well, we could speak in Undercommon as well.
Of course we can, yes. So we can have this conversation in Undercommon. But quietly anyway, just in case.
Yes.
I'll say to Torrin, now, you know me. I'm always up for a bit of shenanigans. But, I mean, this place? Do we want to make enemies here?
Well,
It seems to me like we should be, robbing from the rich folks in the civilised places of society and then coming back here to, be free. If you know what I mean.
and I definitely agree with that. But, well, in no uncertain terms, I'd like another plug.
Okay, yeah.
And I was thinking, if you go in there just sort of nosing about, maybe thinking about a purchase, and then I go in later on and say, oh, really sorry, I'm trying to buy a couple of sets of armor. Could you maybe help me carry it to my ship? None of my crew are available. And, he lets his guard down because I'm a pretty girl.
Wait a minute. Torrin.
Then,
Torrin.
yeah,
Now you know I'm a bit of a bastard.
yeah.
But that is a bit... Well, you got to have a reason.
I do. I need another plug.
No. That's not a reason. That's greed.
Where else am I going to find a body without making it?
We are going to make plenty of fucking enemies. Don't you worry. We just escaped a Chilaxian vessel full of people you could have turned into zombies.
Well, I didn't know I could do it then.
Well,
I hadn't figured it out.
listen, those kinds of people want us dead. Would it not be more prudent to target them for your necrotic endeavours? These people
I mean,
ain't done nothing to us.
yeah.
Well, I don't think they're going to, unless we give them reason to. Look, Torrin, I'm all for this kind of shit, you know me, but Goat said, seems like it's a bit of an haven for our type, and we don't want to be coming in here and gaining a reputation for being a bit too fucking spooky for them.
I mean,
I
sooner
can't say
or
because I'm not there, but I fucking told you so.
fuck off. You're not here. The metagaming pigeon can fuck right off.
I was about to
told
say,
you so.
Annie and Des know where there's two bodies you could use.
You didn't kill them.
No, well, no, not yet.
Your time.
Look, I appreciate what you're saying, but the more... I mean, what do you want me to do? Kill a crew member?
No, what I want you to do is play it smart, Torrin. I ain't fucking around here. Now,
Oh, I am playing it smart. He can't say anything if he's
No,
dead.
You
And he
listen-
can't say anything if we've taken that body and fucking left with it.
Look, I've given you quite a lot of leeway on this, but I have to stand firm here, alright? We only do this shit to people who have done shit to us and deserve it. We have to have a line somewhere.
Oh, your line and my line are different, mate.
I'm actually for once quite happy to agree with you. Now come on.
I mean, well, I still at least need armor.
Okay, get armour, but we only do that kind of shit to people who are trying to blow holes in our boat or otherwise fuck us over. These guys, they're just trying to make a living.
So are we.
Yeah.
And while we're walking, I am steering him towards the smithy. So with the aim to just go in if he's not casing it for me for my nefarious plans.
Of course.
It's you're not exactly trying to make a living. You're actually trying more to make a deading.
Yes.
Yes, but shut up.
Mate,
Listen here, you pedantic shit.
if anyone here tries to fuck us over, then fair game. But these blokes are just trying to make a living. And, you know, if we keep on zombifying all the armourers in the world, who's going to make us fucking armour?
Well, I don't need it.
I fucking do.
You're fine.
I'm not that fine. I've died a couple of times, Torrin. Come on.
You almost died. There's a very big difference.
A couple
if you had
of times.
died, you'd be a zombie. She's got this little glint in her eye now. If you die, I'm turning you into a zombie.
Well, at least I'll still be with my brother.
Exactly. And if you both die, I can have the full set.
But this is taking a turn. Let's just go and look at the fucking armour.
And she giggles and walks into the shop.
Okay, I think I described this as an open
Yes.
open smithy. I meant like there's like a roof.
An awning
And kind of
over
like
the
Yeah. And there's actually like almost like a waist high. It's almost like a small wall that goes around most of it. And then the main furnace is in the middle, next to the anvil. Behind it, you can see there's like an adjoined building. The door leading directly into this smithing area. So you would assume that this belongs to the smith itself.
Yeah.
As I said, the smithy is there working. You now see maybe like a 12-year-old boy exits at one point, brings something to the man. And again, there's these 3 large dogs who just seem to be sleeping close to the warmth of the furnace. Is it a furnace? What would you call it?
Yeah, furnace.
Forge. Yeah.
Forge.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, forge.
I knew it started with F.
Yeah.
Fucking pigeon shit all over me. God damn. Yeah, we'll wander in and sort of make our presence known, I guess. Sort of wander up to the wall.
Okay.
Morning.
He does look up briefly, but carries on hammering, whatever he's doing.
I'm just gonna sort of look at Devvie, a little side eye, and whisper an undercommon. Are you sure I can't kill him?
Yes, I'm fucking sure. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
He glances up again and sees that you haven't left. And then eventually you see him almost roll his eyes, almost tosses what he was working on to the side, and approaches the two of you, taking off the gloves he had on, wiping his hands. Right, what the fuck do you want?
My eyes will narrow slightly, but
Did you want something? Because I'm quite busy, actually.
yeah, we're actually looking for some armor. You sell any?
Yeah, what sort of armor do you want?
Chainmail, if you got it.
Chain shirts, full chainmail. What are you after?
Full.
Full chainmail. How many?
2 of them.
There's 75 each.
130 for the 2.
No, 75 plus 75 is 150.
And I'm saying 130 for the 2.
Look, do you want to buy them or not? Because I think I did mention I have a lot of work to do.
And I'm trying to give you coin. Come on, work with me here.
give me a persuasion check.
Yeah. It's gonna be shit. Ooh, a 21.
All right, I'll do 130. You want anything else?
Just your name.
Corvoot.
Corvoot. Pleasure. When can I pick him up?
You can take him right now. Hang on. And she walks inside. And he reappears briefly afterwards. I assume you want just standard size.
Yeah. Just sort of medium build. Not too bulky, not too slight.
So he lays them both down onto the wall. You can see they are both decently made. They're nothing special, but they're more than adequate. He's like, all right then.
Thank you very much. Are you you sell weapons?
He loudly sighs. Yeah, what weapons do you want?
Curious if you got anything special.
What do you mean by special?
Something out of the ordinary, something unusual. Something that you're particularly proud of. I don't know.
Well, weaponry.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't make it, but I currently have a magical short bow.
Really?
Yeah, it's not from me, but I've got one in stock.
And I'll give a look at Devvie.
That's the only sort of special weaponry I've got. Other than that, I've got some. I've got an adamantine chain shirt, but that's it. That's all I got. Outside the standard stuff. Are you at all interested? Because I really need to get back to work.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Tell me about this short bow. What's special about it?
Well, I'm not. I ain't no fucking expert, but it's just it's magic. It packs a punch.
All right, how much for that?
500.
500. All right. Well,
And that chain shirt? What did you say that was made of? Adamantium?
Yeah, it's adamantine. Very light, very hard.
Interesting.
That's, 550.
Good to know.
And I fucking mean 550. I ain't giving you no deals on that.
Oh no, of course. With something that special, I would absolutely want to pay full price for your craftsmanship.
out of character.
Definitely noted.
What extra properties does adamantine have?
Adamantine means that you cannot be hit by critical hits.
Ooh. Oh, that's a chain shirt, right?
Yes.
Chain shot.
I can't use it.
I fucking can.
That might actually be good for you.
Yeah.
You gonna go for it?
I haven't got that much money.
How much is it?
550.
550.
550. Didn't you just buy 2 chain shirts?
No, I bought 2 chain mail
Why did you buy 2?
for my second zombie.
Well, can you not?
Planet ahead.
Can you not wait? Give them back and buy the thing for yourself instead, or?
I still won't have enough money.
Oh, you still don't have enough. Okay.
No.
Alright. Yeah. Well.
I've only got 200 gold now.
Okay. That's a shame.
It is.
How much was the short bow again? 450.
I think it's 500.
500. 500.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't have that right now. Okay. Well. Alright. So I will not keep you any further. I've got to get some more money, but I'm very interested in that short bow. I shall be back in a matter of days if I can afford it.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you very much for your time.
You are You've been a great help. Thank you.
Just give me the money and
I'll hand it over.
he takes it and without saying a word turns around and goes back inside.
And his name again was
Corvoot.
Corvoot.
Corvuut. I've written.
I've spelled it with one U,
Fair enough.
but
Cool. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. And I'll grab the 2 chainmail.
yeah, it's just laid on the wall in front of you, so you're free to take it.
Yeah. Can you grab one of these?
Yeah, of course. I'll
Ta.
grab one as well. Off we jolly well then.
Off we go indeed.
Well,
Yeah, I like that idea. That shirt.
Let's take the scenic route. Let's go down this way, and I'll head off towards 23. So we're going to go past 23 and down past 1924.
Okay. 23 is 23 is also a smith's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one looks to be a bit busier. There's a few dwarves working there by the looks of it.
Okay.
This one's called the Battered Ram, and you can see that the main anvil in the center of the forge has actually like a crudely like hammered ram's head on one end.
Okay. Right. I pass a look to Torrin and I head on in.
You going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's busier. That's got to mean something.
I meant by the workers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
There were at least 3 dwarves you could see working there.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do the talking this way. I'll walk up and I'll go. Good morning to you, fine dwarves.
They all 3 of them turn up to you, and then one of them seems to be wearing like a welder's mask almost.
Okay.
So his face is completely hidden. But as he sees you, he nods. So he lays down what he's doing and walks up to you. And as he removes his mask, you can see. I mean, you've seen some dwarves in your time, of course.
Yeah.
This is the very first dwarf you've seen without a beard.
Okay.
And you can see, from what you assume, a fairly young dwarf. He seems to be wearing some sort of spectacles under the mask.
Okay.
But he grins as he sees you and he walks up to you. Hi, how can I help you?
Well, already this is much better than the last place. Good morning, sir.
Oh, you were up at the dogsmith, right?
Yeah, what's up with that guy?
Oh, he's just a bit grumpy. I don't know.
Fair enough. We just came to peruse your wares, looking to see what armours and weapons you might be able to bestow upon us, sir.
Okay. This place the layout's a little bit different. It's almost like a barn with like 2 massive double doors, which you've now walked into.
Okay.
Which are obviously closed at night. And now you can see the inside, the walls are just kind of like littered with all manner of stuff. And they seem to have a fairly interesting collection of things. Also, amongst the standard weapons and armor, you can see there's some like exotic things that you may or may not recognize, such as like a like spike chains and something that looks like like shurikens, for example.
Oh, okay.
It's all manner of stuff.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, I myself prefer a good leather armour, something nice and supple, something I can move around a lot in, something that doesn't make quite so much noise. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're looking for leather wares, I can't really help you all that much. We do have a tannery in town which sells that sort of thing.
Oh,
but we mostly deal with metal metalwork here. I mean, we do have a few other things like crossbow, for example. But
Oh, right. Well, in that case, it draws me to my second line of inquiry. I favour the lighter sort of weapons, daggers and rapiers. Anything special in that area?
special. I mean, well, we have all these standard weapons, but I currently have a magical dagger in stock.
Oh, do tell. What does that one do?
Oh, it's just your standard magical dagger.
Oh, so it's just it bites a bit deeper.
Yes.
How much is that one?
That's 400.
Right, lovely job. What about ranged weapons? You mentioned a crossbow earlier.
Oh, I do have a magical repeating crossbow.
A repeating crossbow. Oh, what does that do?
Oh, it's aside from being magical, of course, it has a reloading action.
Oh, right. So you chuck a whole bunch of bolts in it, and it does it for you.
Basically, yes. There's a lever on it, and you can reload much quicker than you normally could.
That's bloody handy. That's nice. Oh, Torrin, did you want to ask any questions about their wares?
I think I'm all right for now.
All right.
I've got a few things that I need to save for at the moment, I'm afraid.
Right, you are. Have you got anything? How do I put this? Anything that can augment a punch? My brother, he likes to use his fists more than anything else. But if you've got anything that can, help him along in that regard, magical knuckle dusters or some such.
I don't think I have anything like that. I mean, sounds interesting though. And you can see him now thinking about it.
Have I set afire the lights of your imagination, sir?
Oh yeah, I'd like to try out all sorts of things.
Well, there's a good chance we'll be popping into Goat's Head in here and then.
I mean, I do make custom items if there's something specific you're looking for. I'm more than willing to give it a try.
Oh, how long does a custom item take?
Well, depends what it is. I mean, if it's something I'm familiar with, shouldn't take too long. If it's something completely obscure and out of the ordinary, then I might need a few attempts. But as I said, I love trying out new things, and I'd be very tempted to try just about anything.
Well, how about the aforementioned knuckle dusters then?
Well, it's certainly something I could think about. And you can see now he's kind of like scratching his chin.
The cogs are turning.
Yeah. Yes, I'll have a chat with the boys after work this evening.
Oh, I'm
Perhaps
glad
we
I
can-
could have awakened a new line of invention for you, sir. For now, though, I am a little bit light on the purse, so I can't buy your wares just now, but I will definitely be back next time we're in town.
Oh, well, make sure you pop in and I'll let you know what I've thought up.
Wonderful.
Hey, you never know. I might have even made it by the time you get back.
That sounds
If
amazing. I'll come
if
back with
it's,
my brother.
If it's a really good idea, then I won't be able to stop myself.
Well, have at it. See what you can do. I'll be interested to see what you find out when I come back.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
And you, thank you very much. And I head out.
Okay. Lovely. So you meet Torrin in the street.
Yep.
I'm going to jump back to Lani and
Yes.
Des now.
I have to go AFK really quickly as well. So.
No worries.
Carry on.
So Lani and Des, what have you been doing?
Lani, is there anything that you would have particularly wanted to do during this time?
There is something I want to do, and it kind of maybe ties in whether we kind of end up meeting them as they come out or as they're.
We lost you again there.
I said that possibly tying in with what Torrin, Devvie, while they're in, maybe.
Nope.
Keep
Am I? Yeah.
No,
Is it cutting out for everyone? Is it just me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fading
in and out and in and out.
I do
Check it all
apologize.
about.
Why? I don't.
Is your thing set too low? Your tolerance. You are quite quiet.
quiet.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I've
Feedback.
What happened?
What did you do, Richard?
Going on?
Noises?
he's probably fiddling with wires and connections as we speak. He probably pulled out the headphones so that
The
speakers are now
picking up the onboard headphones.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So. Oh dear.
Have we lost Rich?
Oh, he's gone now.
gone.
No, you upset him so much he left.
Richard died.
No.
No.
And
No.
Lanny's Skullcrusher was never seen again.
Yeah. I swear, he was right behind me. I walked into a pub, and then he was gone.
Oh my.
You can just imagine imagine him coming back like, yeah, sorry, guys, I appear to have lost Lanny. Not entirely sure what happened. I went around a corner, and then he was right behind me, and I turned around, and he was gone. I think about like,
Troy, dance.
okay,
Just dance.
I'm doing
Hello.
it.
Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know what the hell that. I essentially pulled my cables out, blew everything like classic Mega Drive game, and
Wonderful.
probably just dirt. Okay, so what I said was that whether it ties in with what Devvie and Torrin are doing, kind of catch them while they're in the smithy, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to go to the smithy?
Just as interesting, maybe just while they're just about to leave, or whether they're just kind of finished.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you headed out from the bar where you just had to punch up and asked around, they probably would. They would have told you where the two smithies were. So
Yeah, if we say we headed to the Dwarven Smithy, catch them as they're still in there.
he's still cutting out, isn't he?
A little bit. It sounds like it might be more internet connection than hardware.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why?
Are you downloading anything, or is anyone in the house streaming anything, or?
Unless it
close.
has been cutting out when he's been going quieter, so it might be.
Yeah, I was just going to say it might be his threshold. Richard, do you have the stream open? It might be worth just closing it.
Yeah, I've done that now.
Okay, and just check your threshold that it's not too
Not cutting
too
you off.
high, because it might just be cutting you off when you're not talking loud enough.
Right.
Well, I heard that, whatever that was.
And can you turn up your input a little bit? Because I've got you on like 180%, and I think you're still quieter than everyone else.
It's not. I don't think it's volume is the issue. I think it's the fact that the signal's not getting through.
Okay.
Weird. How's that now?
That's much better.
Hello.
Much better.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to say, which way would you have gone then?
I would have said probably headed out towards like theatre and then maybe gone right up that way. So up past 14.
Okay, so 14 is just a small, it's like a boutique. Just seems to sell a mix of things: clothes, toys, tools, artwork. Just a sort of like a little boutique. Okay,
Past that, Lanny
past
will
that, that's 14, yeah.
Lanny will look across and go, "Oh, there's is that Torrin and Devvie in there?"
It does appear to be the case. Yes.
Then
Well, outside you would also see Sandara and Albert.
You can't fucking miss him, can you?
oh, it does. They must be in here. While we're here,
Yes.
actually, Lanny will enter the shop. Devin, Torrin.
Captain.
Hello.
Hey, Captain. How you doing?
What? Like good speed. What's in here? Good.
Well, yeah, they're very helpful as well. Not like the other guy up the road.
I mean, helpful enough.
Oh, was he unpleasant?
He's a bit standoffish. Like everything,
Yeah.
everything was an asshole.
Really?
Should we do it, Des? Des, should we go and get him?
I think maybe, but no.
What you on about?
No, nothing, bruv. And you will notice that Des is kind of, he can't stand still. He's one foot to the other. Just we got me and Lanny. We got some energy to burn off, and we've made ourselves known to some of the locals.
What did you do?
We settled an argument.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, the average sausage is bigger than your penis. What else?
Well, that is a given. However, there was a couple of lads in the bar, and they were having a discussion about what.
Why did you get your dick out in a bar?
Why do you get your dick out in a bar? Because it's funny.
You've got dicks on your mind.
Definitely not for me, thank you.
Yes. So these gentlemen were having a discussion as to what weapon was most effective, and I put it forward repeatedly that the fist or the foot or potentially the forehead was the best weapon, and Lanny put forward that his maul was the best weapon, and we, collectively won the argument.
Right. And are we now barred from anywhere?
Oh no, quite the opposite. In fact, the barkeep at the Fat Man's Feedback is in fact going to ask around to see if we can find any work for us.
Oh. Well, that sounds alright.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Indeed, we are going to be going around and collecting debts from people who haven't paid up yet.
Oh. I mean, yeah, that's probably right up your alley, to be honest, bruv.
I'm going to look at Devvie with a little gleam in my eye with a... What about them?
No.
Damn it!
Have a little bit of patience.
And if everything goes well, I'm going to find out who the people lending the money is, and then we'll knock them off and make our way up the chain until we run the city.
Right, yeah. Alright. I mean, that's not where I thought it was going.
You're worried about me, but you've got your brother to deal with.
Yeah, now I've got 2 fucking headaches, alright?
I'm not a headache.
You fucking are becoming one.
Nah, I'm alright.
Right. Now, I don't want to
So-
have to dig you lot out of any fucking trouble.
Bruv.
I know
This is
what
me
you're
you're
like.
talking to.
Yes, I
We
know.
grew up in a place like this. This is just like home, except it's got less law than the other place. We're sorted.
Almost what worries me a little bit, but alright.
And if anything goes wrong, we've got Lanny here. He's the voice of reason, clearly.
Yeah.
Is that a compliment?
Yes, Lanny, that was a compliment.
You. Well, anyway, while we're here, anyway, I wanted to. They do have thinking about that weapon. What's the better weapon? I know fists are good; they work well. What else there is? And I turned to the dwarf, Devvie, say, "What have you got in the way of like big sword?"
Big swords? Well, I've got all swords of all sizes. He looks you up and down. You want a great sword, or?
Yeah, something big, 2-handed. They work best for me. But you got anything? No.
Anything what?
Nice. Big.
I,
Scary.
I would say all of my weapons are nice. If you're meaning something above the normal, I'm afraid I don't have anything that's currently in stock. But I, of course, have a very nice greatsword. And he points up to the wall. And there's a very large sword up there.
Nice.
Well, Lanny, that looks like it might have been made for you, mate.
I wanted something a bit, I don't know. I've been feeling the last few days thing. I felt a bit stronger, and I wanted something. Kind of went with background, something with a water theme. But I don't know. Something in my head. I haven't worked out what yet.
Okay, I mean, I was just talking to your friends here. I can make custom orders if you want something.
Do you know what I'd really want? Something I'd seen before. Do you know? In the sea, you get like a big swordfish. It's got like a sword off for a nose. You know what I mean?
A swordfish?
It's got like a massive, like pointy nose. It's got like teeth or blades on the end. Basically, I want that in a sword.
What, actually made from a real swordfish?
Called a swordfish, isn't it? It would make a good sword.
Well,
I think what my friend's trying to say is you want something that looks imposing.
Torrin stops rubbing her temple.
No, he's got a point here. What if we were able to provide you with the sword of this fish for you to then turn into a weapon for us, or for him?
Yeah.
You see him start to like... He starts blinking and his eyes start to sparkle a little bit. And he kind of focuses on a blank point on the wall. He's like, oh yeah. I mean, if you can provide the materials, I mean... yeah, I'd give it a go.
Right then. Right, Lanny.
Like it. Where can I find a swordfish?
Right then, I reckon we need to put our erstwhile criminal empire on hold for a second whilst we go and find you a fish.
And a new mission presents itself. Right, so we're looking for a fish now.
I mean, we're also looking for a few other things.
We are. But we've got
fish.
We've got time. We've got something that we need to hang around here for today, and then, we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, so the fish is a side project for our normal job.
Yeah, next time we're out on the waves, we'll have a look out for him.
Yeah, I was going to suggest we go for a swim now, actually, but
I mean, you can if you want to swim it off, mate. You can jump in. Go for it.
Yeah, take a long walk of a short pier.
Right, Lanny, from what I can tell, we have two options available to us. Do we go for a swim and see if we can find this fish for you, or do we continue our pub crawl?
Torn has enjoyed the pub crawl. But fish.
Gone again.
The fact that you keep on going out actually makes it funnier, because all I hear is Torrin Veis.
Really?
Fish.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like every third... We only hear like every third or fourth word. And it's like all the in-between words. So it was literally like... Des, pub, good, fish, swim. You can hear us fine, yeah?
Perfectly fine.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's your upload, which is the issue. It's usually if there's if something is hammering the download, it can affect the upload as well. But yeah. Right then. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We will, next time we are out in the high seas, we will go fishing together. my lad, you and I, we can hold our breath for quite a while. So when we're out in the deep seas, we will go down and we will see what we can see. And then once we find your blade, we can bring it back here and we'll make your blade for you.
Great, that sounds.
Right then,
Good.
to the pub.
And Devvie, are you going with them, or are you coming back to the ship with me?
Oh yeah, no, I think I've had enough excitement for one day. I'd rather get my. I'm focused on the task at hand. I want our big friend here restored.
Yes.
That's my main priority.
I'm going to turn quickly to the dwarves. Terribly sorry. A tailor, somewhere where I can get some cloaks or robes or something to wrap up in. Any recommendations?
Oh, if you're looking for fine clothing, there's a...
Oh no, not fine. Just basic, do the job kind of shit.
Oh, yes, this one just down the road here, if you're just looking for basic stuff. And he points just to the south.
That one with the flag out front?
Yep, that's the one.
Right. Thank you, friends. Do appreciate it. I just want to stop in there when we're done here, Devvie.
Yeah, of course. But thank you very much for your information and your keenness. I can't wait to see what you do with the old knuckle duster idea if that ever gets traction.
Well, like I said, I'll have a chat about it with the boys, and perhaps we can come up with some interesting ideas. And you never know.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back to check on you later on.
Lovely.
Thanks very much. I'll head out.
And I'll
Catch you later.
follow.
So, are you all heading south?
No, we're going to the next pub.
Yeah, just...
Wherever the next pub may be.
I mean, if you just want to walk into a random pub, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, you head into a pub. You actually run into the two Rahadumis, who are already in there having a drink.
All right,
Nice.
there. Yeah. Anything happening there? Any action?
Oh, hello, my friend. No, we are just enjoying a breakfast drink. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still morning.
Wow.
It's probably like an hour.
Yeah, it's not midday yet. So. And how about yourself? You have, you can see, Lani technically has an axe wound on him. So, I see you have been, you have been enjoying the local amenities.
Yeah, some little orcs tried to play big boys.
Yes, we have been making ourselves known to the locals. We feel we have made quite the impression.
Oh, nothing to worry about, I hope.
Not yet. Give it time.
We shall see, huh?
It's not lunch yet.
Yeah, exactly. And he raises his drink. You will join us for a drink, yes?
Well, I would like to. I very much would. However, I feel that we haven't made ourselves quite known enough yet. So, has anybody in here struck you as being a bit of a bastard who needs a bit of a pasting?
my
I
God.
must say, so far it has been quite quiet in this establishment.
Well, that's unfortunate. Right then, well, let's go over with the landlord and see what he says.
What do you want to ask him?
So we go to the bar and ask for a pint of ale.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping
this
against
one-
hope.
This is much better than the last one.
Okay. What's this one called?
I just said put you in a bar. I haven't. This wasn't actually one of the one of the numbered establishments.
Okay.
I've just put you in
I think he was
A bar.
expecting you to hop through every establishment in the town.
Yeah.
And why the fuck not?
All the numbers up for a reason.
Have you met me? All right. Yeah. Well, Okay, fine. What was I saying? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'll order an ale, hoping against hope that it isn't the straw soup that we got in the last place.
No, it's much cleaner.
That's something to be happy about, at least. Oh well. Thank you very much for the for this. It actually looks drinkable, at least, which is unlike the previous place. Right. So my good man. I am here to inquire as to whether there is any, shall we say, work going for people like myself and my colleague here, who you will see is a fine figure of a Goliath, a strapping young lad of which you will not see in these parts. Is there anything going where we might need to put our very, very wide range of skills at earning people to the test and for potential coin or recognition?
Well, there's. You mean in here?
I mean, anywhere. Are you aware of anything? If it's in here, then fine. If it's elsewhere, that's also fine.
And what exactly were your skills?
Generally making people go to sleep
Okay, well,
with our fists. Repeatedly. If necessary.
eating things. Oh, I don't really know what you're getting at. I mean, I suppose you get some like security work, but that's not guaranteed that you're going to be able to eat anything. What about? Oh, the guy at the stables collects goblin ears.
Really?
Yeah, he pays money for them.
Hey.
Interesting. And so, is that a particularly large problem in these parts? Are they? Is
Well, no, not generally at this side of the island. You do occasionally see them down at the beach collecting. They like go through the rubbish, looking for scraps. But they know to stay out of the town. They ain't stupid. But if you go to the north side of the island, there's quite a few of them.
That's worth noting.
And the guy who runs the stables, he fucking hates goblins for some reason. I mean, well, I understand it. I don't really like goblins either, but I wouldn't pay people to fucking kill them for me. I mean,
yeah, it would appear that this person has a curious vendetta against the goblin folk, which is something that we can look into. Right then, so that's fine. Thank you very much for that information. Just out of interest, is there a particular crime syndicate in the area that we may be able to inquire with?
a what?
Crime syndicate, a crime boss, a person who is running rackets on people to extort money from them and potentially sell illicit goods such as drugs and or people.
You see him kind of like. There's like a very like brief and subtle just look left and right, and he stiffens slightly. He's like, "Oh no, I don't know anything like about that."
Insight check.
Okay.
He said in a dramatic way without actually having his character clicked on. There we go. Insight check. Ugh, that was almost an 18. That's 11.
Okay, not great. So as I said, you would have noticed the affirmation stiffening, and that's not a great insight. You get the feeling he's at least uncomfortable talking about this topic, but that's I think all that you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm. Right, well, I mean, if you say you don't know anything, then I guess I have absolutely no recourse than to believe you.
Yeah, I don't deal with that sort of thing, so I wouldn't know about it. No.
Curious choice of words, though. There, curious choice of words. You may not have much to do with it. but it doesn't mean you're not aware of it.
No, I don't know. As I said, I don't. I mean, I assume that sort of thing goes on, but I do not know what people are involved. I can't help you with that, mate. I'm sorry.
That's most vexing. Most vexing indeed. Lanny, are you vexed by this? Because I'm feeling vexed by that.
Don't know what that means.
Are you feeling particularly upset about that, Lanny?
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to make your feelings known, laddie?
Who?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Nanny, could you possibly shout at this gentleman until he tells us what we want to know?
I'll try. I don't know. How well can you hear me now, guys? Is this any better or cutting?
You sound a bit better, certainly.
It was a bit better, yeah.
So Lanny will turn to the barkeep, lean over him a little bit, so there's almost a shadow over him, and then we'll kind of say, "Now, Des has asked you nicely, but do I need to ask you a bit less nice? What do you know, if anything?"
What? Look, I don't. I mean, I said I didn't know anything. I mean, what?
And again, Lanny will reiterate. Now, I think you're holding something back from us. You're going to give us something, or I don't know what I might do.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
Yay! Oh!
Oh dear.
5.
Oh dear.
Fuck.
Yeah, look, mate. I don't know why you keep asking me the same question, so I can't help you. All right.
You go about your day.
As you were, sir.
As they walk away, Lanny turns to Des and goes, "I think I fucked up."
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. What the fuck was that? What? Were you going to give me a little peck on the cheek?
Not really done that before.
Really? I'm shocked.
No, people are sometimes a little bit scared of me, but not
Really?
on purpose.
I think we need to work on this, Lanny. I think this might be a little project for us today.
Okay.
Right. So, okay, let's go sit down. All right. All right. Bring your beer. Right. So sit down there. Right. And I will stand up, and I will stand over him, realizing that standing up, I'm probably the same height as he is now, sitting down. So I will stand on top of my chair and kind of attempt to loom over him. Right. So if you want to try intimidating someone, this is you need to use your height as your advantage, right? Because you are a big fucker, right? So, you gotta loom over them. Lean forward ever so slightly so they can see that you are significantly bigger than they are. Right? I hope you remember this. I hope can you write? Because if you want to take notes, you can do. All right. So, what you do is that you lean over them, right? And shouting sometimes can work, but you got to get a feel for the person that you are dealing with. So, if you feel that shouting is going to get what you want, make a little bit of pee run down their leg, then that's fine. You go that route. But sometimes subtle is the best way. And you lean over them and you go, "I would be very upset if you were not to give me the information that I was looking for. And unfortunately, when I get very upset, I get a little bit angry," right? So you give them the kind of you're making suggestions that if they don't give you what you want, then bad things will happen, and you let their imagination fill in the blanks of what's going to happen to them, right? Does that make sense?
I thought that's what I did do, Des. But
no, what you did is that you kind of stood there and you went, "I'd like to know something, please," and then he went, "No," and you went, "All right then."
Okay. Try it now.
Yeah, sure. I'll stand here, right? And you kind of, you try and be intimidating against me, right?
So Lanny will stand up to his full height and even puff his chest out a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Oh, I got a tingle.
Takes his maul from his back
Hold on a minute.
and puts his shoulders out, arms out to almost to the side slightly. Goes, leans over Des, says, "I am Laniakea, Rameka, Waapu. I am from the tribe Cuttle of Lavi, and you need to tell me what I need to know now." Intimidation check
Yeah, do it.
with advantage.
That's up to DM.
I mean, I would say no. I mean, he's your friend of yours, so there's no way you're getting advantage.
Oh yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be like, fucking hell, mate. That is it. That is gold, right? Yeah, that exactly.
That's a bit of a fucking change between the two numbers. Holy shit.
You know what? If I didn't know you, I would be filling my fucking britches right now. You know, that is it, right? That is it. This picture that I'm getting, this picture is barely repressed rage. I feel that you could just snap at any second and tear my fucking head off.
Sorry, Des.
No, don't. No. Now you ruined it because you no. Right, you don't break character, right? You don't break character with the person that you are wanting to intimidate, right? Once we've left, or they're out of sight, or they're passed out in fear on the floor, or whatever happened, that's fine. Then you drop your character, but you need to stay in character the entire time, all right?
This entire conversation is in front of the barkeeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, he's just stood there, open mouthed, like watching this pantomime.
This is not a pantomime. This is a workshop, my dear. You could
Yeah, his mouth is just wide open. He's looking at the two of you like, what? Wide-eyed. What the fuck is going on?
Sorry, did you have something to say?
No, I'm just. No, please continue.
No. Well, I mean, I do believe that my point has been made. So, Lanny, I appreciate you listening to me as I have gone through this. I don't think that this particular tactic will work on this gentleman now because, as he has just mentioned, he has heard everything that we have said. So, next time if I give you the signal, little nudge that you should step forward and try and get some more information out of someone or ask someone to do something that they may not want to do, then best man forward, do your thing, right? In character. Always stay in character.
Hey, I'll do that.
Yeah, exactly. Barkeep, this was a lovely pie of ale. What do we owe you?
Oh, it's just a silver piece each for.
Thank you very much. I'll slip him a gold for his trouble.
No, thank you.
And we will be on our way to the next bar.
Okay.
So now Lanny turns and says, "Thank you."
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, but as we get outside, I'm like, right, he did know something though. I'm sure he did. Which means that there is something here in this town that we might be able to get involved with. We just need to figure out what it is.
Do we still need to talk to Captain Pegsworthy if he's here as well?
Do we?
Isn't that why we came here?
Nah, I had a drink back in the back of the boat, and I've decided to come out and cause some trouble.
Yeah. It was fun though.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, the day is young, my friend. It's not even lunch yet.
It's gonna be a long day, I think.
Okay, so the two of you you're just going to the next bar, right? That's your plan, pub crawl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lovely. Torrin, Devvie.
I wanted to wander down the road to the tailor.
Okay. So, the heading south from the smithies. Yes.
Yes.
The 19 is a place called Eldritch Etchings.
That sounds fun.
Mm.
The tailor. Well, I say tailor. There's a shop that sells clothes. Just after that, between the 19 and the 24, it's just a bog standard shop that sells clothing that will do its work. It's not fine. It's not fancy, but if you just need some clothing, you can grab it there.
Yeah,
Again,
I just need two cloaks that would be able to cover a medium-sized bloke wearing chainmail, and preferably with a hood that would cover their face.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able to pick up something like that fairly easily. Quite a common thing.
I need two of those.
A sailor, like a Mac with a hood, almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 4 silver each.
Cool. I'll just mark off a gold and hand it over to them. So, thank very much.
I'm also actually going to buy myself 2 full outfits and another pair of boots, because I am very aware that I have been in these clothes since we were captured.
Okay. As I said, this is nothing fancy at all. This is more of like your...
Fine.
Yeah, your workman's store. Yeah, it's not expensive.
Okay, so 2 full outfits of clothing and a pair of boots. Oh, how much?
Fuck me, I don't know.
A gold?
Let's just... No, I was going to say... Let's just say 3 gold.
3 gold. 3. There we are. I now have new fresh clothes, and I can finally wash these fuckers.
Okay.
I've washed mine. I've just been naked in the sea.
Yes, well... Devvie doesn't... Devvie... No.
No.
So, if you're heading south again from there...
Yes.
We have the 24 is called the Curious Goblin. Seems to be some sort of bookshop. And if you make it all the way down to the 1, there is quite a large tavern actually built onto the dock called the Hagfish.
Okay, and that's...
And that would bring you back to the main square and your ship.
Excellent. I'm just going to go aboard and spend the rest of my day on ship security and helping Torrin clear her experiment back down to the bilges.
Okay.
Well, at the moment, I need to put him in some chainmail and a robe first.
Yeah.
She's currently playing dress up.
Yep. I'm putting him in some chainmail and a robe. And it's gonna go well.
Okay. So the 2 of you head back to the ship, head into the captain's quarters, and I guess I think the zombie will... If you order to attack, it will attack. But I believe as long as it isn't attacked itself, I think it defends itself if it's attacked, correct?
It would defend itself, yes.
But other than that...
Specifically looking at the spell...
Yeah. I think you can do whatever you like with it. I was just wondering what would happen if Devvie touched it. I think as long as he doesn't actually attack it...
I can issue it a general command. If I issue no commands, the creature only defends itself against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until the task is complete.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you don't really have any issue. Well, it's not easy to dress another person with chainmail, let alone a zombie. Although the fact that he only has 1 arm does
Makes
make
it a bit easier.
A little easier. And
I was going to get him a sword. Fuck.
Yeah, I guess you put the jacket, the Mac on him as well.
Yeah, I need to get him a sword. Bollocks.
So, okay, as you stood there admiring your work, the the door to the captain's quarters suddenly opens, and Captain Fletcher stood there, and he's like, "What the bloody hell? If you what the?" And that's where we'll end the session.
Well, I guess Fletcher's going to be my next zombie.
No! Fuck's sake. Stop.
If
I
he's
told
going to
you.
run around being a dick.
I told you. This is the exact point that I made last week.
Oh, if the cloak's on him, he shouldn't know what it is. That's fine.
So, who wants to take us out?
And I did it 3 weeks in a row, so.
I can briefly.
Yeah, go on.
Go
then.
on. If you
No,
want
no,
to
no,
go
no, no, you do it. You do it.
I don't have much to say. I was just going to say, as always, thank you for joining us. If you have reached this far, give us a like, maybe a comment. It doesn't cost you anything, just a second of your time. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We will be next week to carry on our adventure. In the meantime, you can find us on all the socials. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on Twitter. And of course, you can watch us live every week on Twitch, and you can catch up if you miss us on YouTube. You can find us under TNT Nerds on all of those platforms, or a variation of that. So, and I think that was just about everything. So,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us, and I guess we'll see each other next week.
Yep. Have a lovely week, everyone. And remember, don't be a dick.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.